Hi, welcome back to another episode of Musicology. This is Tommy Q speaking. Today, guys, I took a little bit of a break from the last time we were filming, only because I was filming all day. I don't want to make it as like an all-day thing. Plus, I went out to see my sister and her boyfriend, and I got back really drunk and I made a video while I was very, very intoxicated with alcohol. I decided to throw that video in the bin because that was pretty hilarious, but it's not going to happen. So yeah, I decided to have a bit of a break from the video making, and then soon I will edit my videos. Today won't be too long. It won't take an all long day thing to make the videos and all sorts. It will just be the simple editing and all sorts. So, sorry, that's my Instagram. Naughty Instagram. Naughty. So, today guys, I will be reviewing an artist review of my choice, and the artist is hopefully my future resident of all time, the crazy uncle, not the crazy uncle, but the king of true rock and roll, Meatloaf. If you don't know me in a daily basis, I absolutely love this man. I love his music, his personality. I love his lyric writing with Jim Sherman. I think that's how to pronounce his name right. And all the backup singers who are always work with him. And if I ever get the chance to go see him, because unfortunately he has passed away, but if I ever get the chance, I would go see him live and would love his concerts altogether. He had recently had bad reviews saying he was really crap live, but his personally is about the hard hours of hell. His personality is just so good, and I managed to get an artist review of Meatloaf because he's just an incredible artist. Anyway, let's get to business. To Meatloaf, I have to go find this discography. So here is the discography of Meatloaf. Bat Out of Hell in 1977. Dead Ringer for Love. Well, Dead Ringer in 1981, Midnight at the Lost and Found at 1983. That is a fantastic album. I can't wait to review that. Bad Attitude in 1984, another great album. Blind Before I Stop in 1986, and then the album that was released on the year of my birth, Bat Out of Hell 2, Back to Hell, 1993. I will tell you that's a personal album to me. Welcome to the Neighbourhood, 1995. Couldn't have said it better in 2003. The Bat Out of Hell 3. The Monster is Loose, 2006. Hang Cool Teddy Bear, 2010. Hell in a Handbasket, 2011. And his final album, Braver Than We Are, in 2016. It was a journey. I love Meatloaf. I normally get bored of doing artist reviews, but this one was absolutely my favourite one. And he's just an incredible artist. I'm always been a massive fan of Meatloaf, and since I've been doing this channel, I wanted to do an artist review on this man, and he's absolutely perfect. So there's millions of other artists I could do, but I wanted to do Meatloaf all the way. Always wanted to do Meatloaf. So, let's get started with Bat Out of Hell in 1977. This whole album is an annual favourite in our family. We love the title track of the album, which is Bat Out of Hell, which is an absolute powerful. There are two different versions of the song. There's the shorter version and the longer version. We prefer the longer version because there's a real thrill and there's real elements that we don't normally see from the shorter version. And I really prefer the longer version because the shorter version was good but didn't give out that powerful ending when he said "Bat out of hell." That was just amazing. You took the words right out of my mouth. This song here, he has for Bat Out of Hell 3 albums. I don't know if it was in the third one, but he does like to make the use of voice acting, and the voice acting is really, really good. I really enjoyed the voice acting in this song when he talk about the wolf and everything, really fascinating. I really like that song. I really like the songs, how it was all related to the voice acting. Really, really good. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Beautiful ballad. Absolutely beautiful ballad. And also Paradise on the Dashboard. All these great songs I just mentioned take me back to my childhood. It is my absolute favourite tracks of the album. Really do love it. Heaven Can Wait is my absolute favourite that I only just heard now. It's the passion in the lyrics and the music really links really well together. It's really, really good. I fully enjoy All Revved Up with No Place to Go. Real hype ball energy and pure rock and roll. It's basically like Prince, but real high bolt rock and roll in there. I love rock and roll so much in that album. There's so much rock and roll in there. It was just true Meatloaf's passion, and no matter what, he's so good with rock and roll. Dead Ringer, another great album, and I love the continuation that he used rock and roll of all of his tracks. It's so brilliant. Peel Out, great track. I'm gonna hit for both of us, amazing. More Than Do You Deserve, what a great track. The music is still rock and roll. It reminded me of Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis, who are great icons of rock and roll, and it really catches your eye. But the title track album, but Dead Ringer for Love, with Cher in that song, brilliant. I love Cher as an artist. I might do an artist review. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do Cher, because I really quite like to do that one. Now we get to the Midnight at the Lost and Found. Now this is very different because it has a sort of a rock and roll feeling, but I think it's that album he sort of started at rock and roll and sort of bend it slightly, just like that, and went into a bit of country. Like Razor Edge was a brilliant track. Really love the country element into the song. Really makes a really good, refreshing sound. Wolf at Your Door brought back the rock and roll vibes that Meatloaf was very known from. Really good. The sound of the album is really good from the start, because it was very rock and country, and then it changes back to rock and roll, which is so refreshing. Now, he did a cover of The Promised Land, which is actually by Elvis. The thing about cover songs, they're always that good, but they're always good, bad, okay. But it's like I hear half a dozen cover versions of Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill. I heard them all. Placebo, Bo Bruce from The Voice, all of them. All of these great tracks, they're being featured as cover. But I always say the original is always better. This one, was respectably done perfectly, because you can hear sense of Elvis's music coming along, but with Meatloaf's vocals there, and it's just so good. I really like that. Then we get to Bad Attitude. That's a brilliant album to listen to. The title track of the album is very 80s, but really good. And surprisingly, have Roger Daltrey from The Who. You know, it's such a good track to listen to. That track was so great. Even Roger Daltrey, you can hear his raw vocals coming along, and then you got Meatloaf raw vocals coming along. It's just so perfect to hear both of them singing together. Modern Girl was a very nice track with the rock elements and the powerful edge of it. I really love that track, and I love the choir, how they emphasize the lyrics there. It's so good. Surf It Up, brilliant ballad. I don't know why he didn't release that as a track. I really think he should. It's a really great track to listen to. Piece of Action, quite of a good track to listen to. Not quite a good track to listen to. I got nothing bad about that album or whatsoever. Blind Before I Go, I did thought it was not going to be good, and then it was a masterpiece. Pure 80s rock music elements in there. Rock and Roll Mercenaries, perfect, especially with our Nottinghamshire local artist John Purr in there, who did St Elmo's Fire. Great track. Need to watch the movie now after listening to that track, and it's it's great to hear them too. This one with Meatloaf is cracking. I was listening to this song while I was sunbathing, and the Rock and Roll Mercenaries are such a great track. There's some really good ballads in there, like really good ballads that should be released, like Standing Outside, which was an amazing ballad to listen to. Really good. The whole album is incredible, and there's so many ballads that should have been released. I just don't know why he didn't release them. Maybe I wasn't looking properly, and he has probably released them, but I not have heard of them for a while, so I don't know why they don't often play. It's a little bit unusual, really. There's some really great tracks like should be played on the radio, like Ashanti. Ashanti should play on the radio more often. Now we get to Bat Out Hell Part 2. I will do anything. I'll do anything for love. Great track. I'll do anything for love. Got it right. Brilliant track. I fell in love with this song for life. It's such a favourite track, and it's just powerful. The music, the choir, it's just everything in that track is beautiful. I prefer the longer version because you get a chance to hear one of his female vocalists, Lorraine Crosby's vocals singing along, and she's got a chance to sing, and she's just fantastic. Really great singer in that track. Life is a Lemon and I Want My Money Back, another brilliant rock track. Rock and Roll Dreams Continue Through as well, which is another great track. I like how he turned his first album, Bat Out of Hell, into a trilogy. It was really good. I really enjoyed the music, the style, and everything. It's really good. It's really good that he did that, and it's really perfect how he continued that Bat Out of Hell trilogy. It's just so good. I like how Meatloaf have an obsession with vocal performance, which is fine. There's some really good ones there. It feels like I'm listening to a musical. Really am. And there is a musical, the Bat Out of Hell musical, and if it ever comes to Nottingham, my tickets will be booked on the day of their release sales, because I'm going to see it. Then we'll get to Welcome to the Neighbourhood. This is a really interesting album, especially the cover. I looked into the cover wondering, why did he have like a woman standing on the steps looking really terrified. And when it said, "Welcome to the neighbourhood," she looked like she just waltzed in and saying, "Oh my God, I had a really bad day with my husband. I'm leaving him. I'm moving into the suburbs." And then she walks upstairs, come down like, "Oh my God, I look gorgeous." That bit, it was just like, "Oh my God, I look gorgeous." So it was that. But it's actually from the 1950s detective book covers, and he used it as the track, and it just looks so good. Again, there's so many ballads in there, especially the song called "Where Angels Sing." It links so well to the cover. Why didn't it release? I don't know. I don't know why it's never been played often. There's so many good tracks. "Not a Crime in Your Eye," "I Lie for You," great songs. "Left in the Dark," another great song that he should release. I love the whole album. I would listen to that album again. I could have said it better. What an album. I was listening to this on the boat, and it was just so great to listen to that song throughout the journey, the title track of the album. I really like the true upbeat and the ballad into it. It's just feels so amazing. There's some really nice tracks in there. Did I say that? Why Isn't Enough? Gives me a Disney essence, but it's not a Disney song, but it gives me that really old school Disney music song track from the 90s. Really good track, and the 80s as well. Or Love You Out Loud, fabulous track. Man of Steel, love this song so much. The music is so powerful, and it really links so well with the lyrics. The outro with that flute, really peaceful on it. Especially takes me back to the Lord of the Rings and all these other great movies with the flute in, like the Time Machine that have Guy Pearce in. This album has a very nice balance of rock and ballad, and which has a really nice track, especially Do It, which is more of the rock, and it has a real good rock banger there. It's such a great track. Bow Free, The Monster Is Loose, what an album. The Monster Is Loose, great track. I love all those albums. The first song of every, like all the Meatloaf album, Bow of Hell tracks, the very first song you're going to listen to is obviously going to be the best one. And The Monster Is Loose, the best track ever. Real true rock and heavy in there. It's just so brilliant. Blind as a Bat, brilliant track to listen to. The music's so beautiful, like Cry Over Me, that has a beautiful music in there. It was great to hear Jennifer Hudson's voice in there. Like, I always liked Jennifer Hudson. I think she's a really good singer in there. Really good song in there. And her voice suits really well with Meatloaf. Really good track in there. The whole album is obviously pure rock, but it's my favourite album of all time by Meatloaf. Really good track. I love Monster Is Loose. Really good track. Then you got Hang Cool, Teddy Bear. This is my least favourite album of all time, because I feel that the title of the track was more of a novelty. This is me. I hate novelty songs because they're insults to the music industry. I just feel like, I get it, if it's for kids, it's good for kids, I don't mind. But if it wasn't for kids and it was just all for a bit of fun, it's just got so silly. Some of the novelty songs are really cringy to listen to. Really cringy and cheesy. I don't like cheesy music. I think it's really not good. And I just felt like all of it was novelty. Really hate it. Angeloser. What the hell is that song came from? I didn't like it. It was just so bad bring back the old Meatloaf, the pure rock, the rock and roll, the ballad. That is Meatloaf there. That's the true. There's some decent songs, like If I Can't Have You, Song of Madness, Let's Be in Love, California Isn't Big for Us. They are fine. I just didn't enjoy the rest. I thought that was my least favourite Meatloaf album of all time. Quite not very good there. Hell in a Basket. That is a massive improvement. That just shows that if it was a bad album, he could make it better. And this one, a lot better, with the pure rocking and the ballads that he included, like Blue Mad World. Great song, really great song. Even with Chuck D from Public Enemy, that was a bit of a strange one. Here, Chuck D in there. I was like, what the hell that came from? But you know, Wu-Tang Clan could be in it. You know, it's versatile. I love the cover of California Dreaming, which was originally done by the Mamas and the Papas. It felt really good. I loved the track, and I felt that song he did it was respectably done well. It's a really good track. Party Will One, brilliant. Loved the intro, and I loved the song really well, and that was a great album. Then we get to his final album. I'm sorry this is a long video, but you know, this is artist reviews. If it's an artist review, it's going to be a long one. It's depending on the artist's music and how I feel about it as well. So, Braver Than We Are. This is an incredible album where I fell in love with every minute of the music. It gives me a sense of country rock, which is fresh, new, and brilliant. I enjoy the tracks like Skull of Your Country, and they use Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart. Really great track. I will do an artist review of Bonnie Tyler. Don't know when. Might do. Don't know. Prize Fight Love. I love Meatloaf's voice into it. It's so beautiful, and I just loved it so much. My most favourite song of all time, that he did it as an orchestra version. I'll Do Anything for Love. Brilliant cover. And I was so happy to hear Imelda May's voice. I actually seen Imelda May live for free. If you live in Nottingham, they have music festivals in the town centre, and it always happen for free. And they have some really great artists there to come down there. I saw Elliot Miner there, another countries and blues group, and then of course Imelda May was in there, and oh, she was queen. She was queen. And I love What's For What It's Worth cover. That was a really good track too. It fits really well. Can't think of who originally done, but I know it's a cover. And overall, it's such a great album. Great album. All of his albums except Hang Cool Teddy Bear. Great music, and he has a very true passion to rock and roll music, and he's just one of those laid back guys. I saw him on an interview that he did, and he was saying, like, he had friends said, you should come out, and said, I don't want to, I want to stay in my hotel room. He never goes out. He's not one of those artists who would do that, and I think it's just wonderful. And wonderful, he's that different artist, really, and it's just so brilliant. Totally overall, Meatloaf, great musician, great singer, great performer, and Jim Sherman, he's a great songwriter for him. He is the king of songwriting. And Better Hell Free, I love It's All Coming Back to Me, which was originally done by Celine Dion, but it was written for Meatloaf, but he skipped that song and gave it to Celine Dion because he wants to use that track later, but he managed to do that track. So it's not really a cover, as Jim Sherman's already wrote it, but it is for now. But great track. Really great track. And thank you for watching. I know this is a very, very long video, and I do apologise for that, but this is artist reviews, baby. This is artist reviews, and I'll tell you this, Prince might be a long one if I do part 2. But let me know down below if you want me to do a Prince one. Alright? Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next video. Stay in tune. Bye.